The Owl and the Mermaid. On the edge of the world, where the sea kissed the sky and the cliffs stood tall against the wind, there was a lone cypress tree. And in that tree lived an owl named Solus. Solus was not like other owls. While his king preferred the forests and the moonlit meadows, he had always been drawn to the sea. Each night, he watched the waves move like breathing giants, whispering secrets he did not understand. Until one night, when the sea whispered back the song from the water. The night was still. The moon hung full and bright, turning the waves to silver ribbons. Solus perched on his favorite branch, his golden eyes scanning the tide. And then, he heard it. A song. Soft. Melancholy. Ancient. It was a sound he had never heard before, and yet, it felt familiar, like something forgotten in a dream. He spread his wings and glided down to the shore. There, in the shallows, sat a mermaid. Her hair was the color of the tide at dusk, her scales shimmering like crushed moonlight. And she was crying. A meeting of sky and sea. Solus landed on a smooth rock nearby. He tilted his head, watching as the mermaid traced patterns in the wet sand. "Why do you cry?" he asked. The mermaid looked up, surprised. "Because I am lost," she said. Solus blinked. "You are in the sea. How can you be lost?" She sighed. "Not lost from a place, but from a purpose. My home is beneath the waves, but tonight, I feel as though I do not belong anywhere." Solus considered this. "I do not belong, either," he admitted. Owls do not watch the sea. They watch the trees, the fields. But I have always felt that the waves hold something meant for me. The mermaid smiled, though sadness still lingered in her eyes. "Perhaps we are both searching." The gift of the tides. The tide began to rise, swirling around the mermaid's tail. She lifted a hand, and a small pearl floated to the surface. "This is for you," she said, placing it gently on the rock. "A gift from the sea. If you ever feel lost, hold it, and the ocean will answer." Solus picked it up carefully in his talons. It was warm, pulsing like a tiny heartbeat. "Thank you," he said. The mermaid gave him one last look before slipping back into the water. With a final flick of her tail, she disappeared beneath the waves. Solus stayed on the shore, watching the sea long into the night. He still did not belong to the land, nor did he belong to the water. But for the first time, he did not feel lost. Because sometimes, even an owl and a mermaid can share the same sky. And sometimes, that is enough.